How does one orgasm? This is a question that I often get asked, and I want to answer this in this video. Hi, my name is Martha. I'm a clinical sexologist with a doctorate in human sexuality, and I have been in practice for coming to the end of 7 years now. And I am from Eros Coaching. That's eroscoaching.com. Okay, how does one orgasm? If you have never had an orgasm, if you're unsure about how to have an orgasm, it doesn't need to be a spontaneous orgasm or an accidental orgasm. It can be something that you strive to attain by yourself. And it's really much easier to learn how to have an orgasm by yourself than with a partner, simply because when you're with yourself, you can take your time. You don't have to worry about the other person or persons being upset or anxious or stressed about how long you're taking, or complaining that you're tired. And so when you're by yourself, it's definitely not the same thing. It doesn't feel quite the same. However, this is when you can take your time. This is when you can relax and go deeper. So you want to find a space where you won't be interrupted, and you want to give yourself the time and luxury to do that. A good time to put aside is 30 minutes to an hour. Some of my clients take a longer time. They give themselves a longer time to make an effort. What I would say is that if you reach a point where you're getting really tired, then it's really counterproductive. So I rather suggest that you put aside a good quality amount of time to attempt to have an orgasm. So some of the ways you can do that is you can use your hands. You can stimulate your genitals over your clothes, or take off your clothes and just play with your genitals. Just focus on the sensation rather than get into your head about how you're looking and how ridiculous you feel. And certain emotions might come up. Guilt might come up. Embarrassment, shyness, shame might come up. These are completely normal emotions that people have, because we don't get a lot of sex education, and we get all these messages about how self-pleasuring, masturbation, solo sex, DIY is not really the behavior of healthy adults. And this is really not true. One of the best ways to learn about your body is through exploring your own body by yourself, becoming comfortable, owning your orgasm. This is when the neural connections between mind and body gets developed, and it becomes easier actually when you're with a partner to be able to have orgasms. So this is what I would suggest. Find a safe space that you will not be interrupted. Block out time. Use your hands to stimulate your genitals. If you can, if you have a vibrator or a sex toy or electric toothbrush, go ahead, use some kind of stimulation, extra pair of hands to help you. You may want to engage in a fantasy. You may want to just play with sensation in your body, and you may find that you don't get an orgasm. You don't get this peak experience that everybody is talking about, and that's okay too. It's about having fun by yourself, enjoying, and know that these neural connections between mind and body takes time to build. And just because you can't succeed the first time, it doesn't mean that it's not going to get easier. The first time I was able to masturbate, I actually took a few attempts as well. It took me a few tries, and it's because the body needs some time to relax into that sensation. You're doing something different, and your body is wondering, like, what's going on? So then you need a few attempts so that you can get deeper into that feeling and really relax. And then the neural connection gets established, and you might have an orgasm, and maybe a small one. And then you're wondering, is that what I felt? You start second guessing yourself, and then you just follow the pleasure. And over time, your orgasms can become bigger and bigger. I know I'm talking about genital orgasm only, but this is one of the first ways, easiest ways, common way in which a lot of people stimulate themselves. I know of people who also stimulate themselves using an object like a bolster or a pillow, and that's fine as well. There are also people who masturbate on a prone position. This is when they're lying on their stomach. That's okay too. If you do rubbing over an object, that's fine too. It's important to start acknowledging that this is what feels good and this is what your body wants. And in other videos, I'll talk more about masturbation and orgasm. So this is Dr. Martha Tara Lee of Eros Coaching, and I'd love to hear from you, and you can email me at ask@eroscoaching.com. That's eroscoaching.com. You can drop me an email, you can leave a comment, and I'd love to hear from you. So in the meantime, stay lovely, happy, and keep having sex by yourself.